Hello, Internet. Hello, Sam, and welcome back to Henry's Manga Library, I guess. After campfire. My name is Henry. And yeah. So, sorry my episode's late. I was planning on making it last night, and then my friend was like, hey, we should hang out. And then I said yes. I'm sorry. My priorities are just out of control. And it's a shame. But yes, welcome back. Henry's Diary of How to Adult. I don't remember if I've mentioned this to Sam yet. I'm in a weird situation where I might start a part-time controls engineering job just because, it is something, and also I'll be busy sometimes. It'll be some work, and also it'll just be good for me to only be working part-time so I could focus on my transition to more software engineering-y kind of things. So I might start that next week. I don't know. I have to do some stuff this week, but that's kind of a thing. It's weird. But yeah, I asked Sam about what was something he was excited for the holidays and for New Year's and stuff. And one thing is always visiting. So I haven't set up a trip to visit yet, but I intend on it. But now it's weird because before it was a joke that, oh, Henry's the only real adult. He's the only one with a job and his own apartment and stuff. But now you have that. Jason might soon, and if he does, he might be moving to Vermont, which is far. Alicia technically still hasn't, because, still school, but super advanced school, and other people are just like Holly and Benji are moving far away, and I'm I don't really know what to do for this anymore. Everyone's far, and it's confusing, and it costs more money to come for less time, which is a frustrating situation. Anyways, you asked me about manga stuff for your kids. And I have thoughts and feelings about this, because it's hard to gauge what is appropriate for people that age. I remember back at camp, I tried to get Layden into Attack on Titan when he was 11 or 10. A little too young, but it's my little brother, I don't care. He's fine. And I don't think he really liked it. And then what was hilarious is that Lily got in the anime earlier and later, and Layden didn't, but he still has time. And that was always just a funny thing to me. What's appropriate for kids? And I found it funny that we talked about this outside of this show before, and how I was saying that Attack on Titan is not appropriate for kids, and you got it for them. So I have 3 different piles here, because there's different levels of what I think is good or bad for kids, and why. And first I'm going to start with these 2, which I'm surprised you didn't get either of these 2. Well, you might have and just forgot to mention it. But because you got Attack on Titan, I think there are 2 options that would be good for you to get. The first of which is Death Note. Oh yeah, I should probably explain. So I don't actually have all that much manga, except for 2 different series, which I'll explain in a second. I just get the first volumes of series that I either really love and care about, or I really want to start and I just haven't yet. Because I want to support the creators in some way, because I don't use legal avenues to read most of my manga or anime, but I want to support the creators in some way, and eventually I would like to get more, but I don't even have room for more. But yeah, you got Attack on Titan. You should get Death Note. Death Note is a fantastic series, and yes, there's a lot of murder, but beyond just death, it's just a nice dark psychological tale, which is just fantastic. And in a very similar vein, Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist has no fan service or things of that nature. It's just a fantastic story, so excellently written, probably my favorite series of all time. But it gets into some dark stuff. A lot of people died. A lot of people have died, and it's dark. All right. Then there's the other kind of inappropriate, which is sexual stuff. Because, yay, manga, it's in Japan. There are different standards there. And the thing is, these aren't very sexual, except for one, sort of. But I think in general, as long as you're okay with certain series, you should be fine. So, first off, I'm just going to mention, well, actually, I'm going to do Soul Eater. It's good, it's fun, has a pretty significant amount of fan service. Fairy Tail. Really good story that, like, the beginning is super strong. It doesn't stay amazing till the end, but oh boy, fan service. Lots of it. And then one of the big three, Bleach. Bleach's fan service is pretty strong, but it's not that bad. And, like, especially if you have, like, Naruto, definitely get Bleach. Because Bleach was amazing in the beginning. And then again, like Fairy Tail, it had a really rough end. Then there's these two, which reach slightly more sexual levels. Oh yeah, when I was talking about this level of stuff, I'm comparing to, like, Boku no Hero also, who they have, like, Mount Lady, who in, like, chapter 1 of the series, there's, like, tons of photographers looking at her giant assets because Mount Lady. Anyways, there's Magi. Magi is a really cool story. I don't think you've ever seen it. I don't know how much you know about it. It's based off, like, Aladdin and Arabian lore, which I think is fantastic. But its fan service goes next level. There are boobies. Straight up. There are Jinn in the series. If they are female, they do not have tops, I think, usually. And they're, like, the characters go to brothels every now and then. Like, there are the boobs. But, like, as far as, like, a series like Bleach or Naruto, like, it feels like one of those, and it has a really good story. I haven't finished it because I was watching the anime, not reading the manga, and I never made the transition, but I've always been meaning to because I really loved it and its power system and its characters. It's really likable. On another hand, One Punch Man. Hilarious. The art is incredible. Everyone knows about this. But it also has a lot of fan service. Not, like, actual tits like Magi, but great. Then there's the general appeal, which are, these are the ones you should get in for sure. One of which I have is Hunter x Hunter. I have not read Hunter x Hunter. Please don't kill me. I bought it because I want to read it. Same thing with Berserk, but I'm not going to recommend Berserk to you guys. I'm assuming it's like the big three, like Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, where it has some fan service, but it probably never goes over the top. The Promised Neverland is similar to, is another psychological, like, thriller kind of series about, like, a bunch of kids in an orphanage, and something's wrong with it. And it just got an anime this year, and oh boy, it's so good! This one is definitely appropriate, and it's so good. Especially the first arc. This one, Assassination Classroom. Teach your children how to kill you. So this is a story about this weird class and this weird alien, like, teacher blob thing. Like, this is kind of what he looks like. Kuro Sensei, Kill Sensei. And basically the plot is there's a class of students and their objective is to kill him by the end of the year. And it sounds really grim, but this is one of the most wholesome series I've ever seen because Kuro Sensei is the best teacher ever. Basically, like, every chapter is about how Kuro Sensei helps one of the kids with a deep problem they have, and how they're like, oh, like, this kid's just not good at studying, or like, this kid has problems at home, or things like this. Assassination Classroom is fantastic. Alright. Kaguya-sama Love is War is a recent series to me, which I absolutely love. I don't know if this is exactly age appropriate because it's more like for, like, high schoolers and love and romancy kinds of stuff, but it's hilarious. It is about these two super brilliant students who will not admit to each other that they love each other because they think confessions are like losing a battle. So they play games with each other to try to get the other one to confess, and it's super funny. And as the story goes on, it gets a lot deeper and kind of darker because it goes into the psychology of why they have this weird mindset about confessing to each other when they both like each other and they both think each other likes each other. And it's just great. And, like, the first, like, 10 chapters or so are basically just like, we're gonna play checkers, but if I win, like, some, like, weird thing will happen. And it's just great. And then, my final one. One Piece. One Piece. Oh no. More One Piece. Did I mention? Hi, I'm still here. More One Piece. I have like 70 volumes of One Piece. The only series that I actually have a significant amount of manga for is One Piece and Death Note. Death Note was one of the first manga I read, not the first anime, but that's part of why I did it. I really wanted to read it physically. I was also reading it at camp, so I couldn't read it online or something. My camera got all messed up. No, not again. Jeez. I wanted the manga to still be in the frame, but I guess not. But One Piece. I eventually want to own it all. The only reason why I don't own more of the manga yet is because I want just more of these box sets because, I mean, they're cheaper, which is nice. They come in a nice box, so they're protected. And One Piece is amazing. One Piece is the king of the big three. The only big three series that is still going. Not saying that because it's better than the other two. Because, well, it is better than the other two, but like the other two ended. Well, Bleach ended faster than it should have, but it would have been over by now anyways. Well, One Piece is still going. One Piece, 20 years strong. It's gonna reach chapter 1,000 next year. Probably. It might be the beginning of 2021. But it's so good. It's so wholesome for the most part. There are some dark scenes. There are a lot of dark things. It doesn't get dark too often, and it's usually manageable. Like, people die now and then, mostly in flashbacks, but it's just incredible. The story is amazing. The world is amazing and alive. There are so many plot points that have nothing to do with the main characters of the series, and you are invested in them, and you care, and you know. And it's so good. And how? Get One Piece. Get a lot of One Piece. Get the entire East Blue Saga. Do it. I really love One Piece. Okay. And you not getting One Piece makes me sad. So I thought at first this was going to be a short episode, but this ended up being a very long episode because I actually gave my thoughts and opinions about all these manga, and I hope you appreciated that. And because it was just like a fun time and fun chance to get to actually talk about it. Because like I know there's some other manga I didn't bring out because they're either you already mentioned that you brought it, like Naruto and My Hero Academia, or they definitely aren't appropriate, like Gantz. Like fast sex. No. Let's not do Gantz. But yeah, there's a wonderful world of manga out there, and hopefully your kids will find something they really love, and maybe they'll get addicted to One Piece, and I'll welcome them to the crew, and it'll be fantastic. So this took a lot longer than I expected, so I thought I was gonna talk about something else for a longer period of time, but instead I'll just make it my question. So yesterday I saw Terminator Dark Fate, and this morning I watched episode 1 of volume 7 of Ruby, and I have a very strange attachment to both of these franchises because they are both series I absolutely adored back in the day. And now they both have had lots of slip-ups. My feelings have become much more complex, or maybe not. They have been very weak for a long time compared to what they could have been and should have been, compared to what they were to me when they were new. And I feel that Dark Fate was actually, like, I know it's doing really bad in the box office, but it was good. Like, there are some weird points of the movie that I know a lot of people hate, but I just kind of, before even seeing that movie, I kind of considered a lot of those weird points to be, like, given. Like, certain characters aren't important anymore in Dark Fate, or in Ruby, I'm like, there are certain things that I don't like that they're doing, but, like, or I don't like how they did it, but I'm happy they happened, and I think it was just a weird setup for a thing. So I really enjoyed Dark Fate, and I thought the Ruby Volume 7 opening was pretty solid. So I'm like, this is surprising. I didn't expect to be happy with these things, and I'm glad that I am. So Sam, what is a series? I know we've talked about like a thing that you wish would just die, or a thing you wish would come back. But what's like a thing that you didn't expect to continue to satisfy you when it came back and it did? I'll see you soon. Bye.